same day.
Hello and welcome back to Game 2. It's the Open Age who take centre stage here at the Miners Rangers. Lancashire in the white, Cumbria in the striped jumpers. Only just got the team sheets, so we'll have to run through those at the first stoppage in play, but it's Cumbria making first use of possession. And that's big Johnny Goulding. Went on tour to Fiji last year. 25 metres from his own line. I notice Matty Henson's out there as well. Cumbria, 30 metres from their own line, picked up at a dummy half, pass to the right hand side, long kick comes in to complete the first set of the game, taken on the full by Ryan Hilliard. Been in great form this season, 10 tries in all competitions for Pilkington Rex as they've got themselves promoted into the Premier Division. Fierce defence early on. Hope you enjoyed game 1. Game 2 now swiftly underway. And there's a penalty in favour of Lancashire. So whilst we've got this stoppage, Lancashire line up with Ryan Hilliard at fullback, Danny Dainty, Connor Parkinson, Andy Nisbet and Ryan Heaton are the back line. Matt Whitehead and Jack Jones are the halfbacks. Adam Hesketh, Connor Dutton, Andy Lee in the front row. Adam Prendergast, Luke Foden and Jordan Gibson make up the starting lineup. For Cumbria, it's Jake Stockdale at fullback, Jordan Staffari, Sam Jones, Leon Krellin and Lee Postlethwaite on the back line. Adam Jackson and Connor Saunders in at halfback. It's Goulding, Robinson, McBain, Busha, Nelson and Dawson that make up the starting 13s for both sides. And the next stoppage, I'll bring you the other substitutes. It's a bit of a mad rush, isn't this? Isn't it, Steve?
It is. It's good you've got single mics, but I'm going to share your team sheet there because trying to find a team sheet like looking for Shangri-La.
It certainly is. Here come Lancashire though. Luke Foden put down near the line. He's from Rochdale Mayfield, 2 metres out from the try line. Here come Lancashire down the right hand side. It's moved. There's Jack Jones dabbing the kick through. Oh, that's come loose, kicks forward and there's a whole heap of players chasing after that one. And who won that race? Was it Prendergast or was it Nisbet?
I was going to say it's a big lad on the left, but the lad on the right's a big lad as well, Dave, so I'd like to help you but I can't.
Was it 4 or was it 11?
It was the one on the left.
2 of them died for it.
Well, I couldn't just add 1, but it just shows the intensity that somebody wanted to score, doesn't it?
Let's give them 2 points each.
And like I said, we ain't got the runner here this week because he'd be absolutely jiggered if he goes over on the other side of that where the canal is. But apologies for only just getting here. I've been looking for a team sheet. I couldn't find one. I saved my life, Dave.
We have been through.
Have you announced them?
We've been through the starting lineups. The substitutes for Lancashire: 14 Matty Meaden, 15 Ryan Liptrot, 16 Mark Lomas and 17 Andy Morris. And for Cumbria, it's Matt Henson in 14, Jordan O'Leary in 15, Jason Graham in 16 and Ryan Wilson in 17 as the extras are added on by Jack Jones, who landed 15 goals for Thatto Heath this season.
I was going to say I recognise the name. He's a Barlow Lion. I think he's an England community lion, so I'm not sure, but I know he's played for the Barlow rep side in the past. But what a great start from from a Lancashire point of view, Dave. And but Lancashire, the current Open Age champions, defending the title as under 19s. They started off impressively last weekend, and no doubt they will want to emulate them as it's Cumbria restart and it's collected by the Lancashire side, and there's a good drive forward from Cumbria. Somehow they've got to try and get this ball back, but Lancashire have got it coming down this right hand channel towards the camera, and it's Robinson who's involved in that tackle as such, and another drive forward from Lancashire, and
moving into dummy half now is Connor Dutton. Ball moved into the middle. There's Andy Lee, short ball. trying to burst their way through that middle. Jordan Gibson from Haydock plays it in centre field. Dutton turns to his right, kick comes in to complete it.
It's a good chase, it's a cracking chase this.
It's a super chase. Big collision as well from Andy Nisbet.
Well, he certainly put his body on the line. The Cumbrian full-back, and now they're playing hot pot rugby league here with Jordan Sastafari.
Yeah, it was a panic pass to Stafferi really. And now Cumbria still deep within their own territory, trying to build from deep. Here's Robinson, passes right. Another big surge, another big challenge. It's going to be one of those afternoons as the rain continues to team down here. And then it's spilled and kicked forward by Lancashire, and eventually
there's no advantage, and it's going to be a scrum. It's a good job the sweeper upper got there, boot to ball there, so to speak, Dave, from Cumbria, else it could have been a second quick fire try.
Certainly could. Real chance there for Matty Whitehead. He's had another really good season, to be honest. Started out in the tour in Serbia, played both tour games. He's also been a regular for Oldham St Anne's this season, top point scorer for them, 137 points in all competitions. Quite well researched on this Lancashire side, to be fair, Steve.
I'd only expect the best, and I'm assuming you know these without the numbers on as well, so we're doing all right here, Dave. I'm sure we'll get it right.
Well, there's Connor Parkinson, plays that ball. It's sent down this right hand side. Mistake comes in from Jones, and he piles in to put the hit on Sam Jones. Jones on Jones. It could have been a pair of solicitors. Jones was another one of those, Sam Jones, I should say, who toured Fiji last season as the ball put left. And he only finds the touch, Judge. Oh, that was just completely reading off the wrong hymn sheet there, I think.
Well, that's the last thing you want. You want to do, you get a set of sticks and punt it downfield and start your defending down there rather than it, because it now puts Lancashire in a fantastic position. They're 30 metres away, and the way they've started, you wouldn't bet against the second try coming up very shortly, Dave.
May I make a suggestion heading into the next couple of weeks with regards to these double headers?
I know what you're going to say there, but
can we delay them about 20 minutes, then we can get team sheets and make sure that everything's fine?
I think we've got to do something, but it's dependent on the powers that be. But I mean, it is.
You are the powers that be.
Well, yeah, I know, but whether anybody takes any notice of the powers that be is another thing, Dave. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we will do our best.
We will do our level best. Yeah. Here come Lancashire through centre field, pushing within 10 metres of the try line. Andy Lee, you can't see his number anyway at the moment. He's had a really good season for Thato Heath. He's shifted off down the left hand side as Gibson plays it off down that way. There's Whitehead. Big collision once again in defence, 2 metres shy of this try line. Dutton's at dummy half. Scoops it back to Lee. Lee moves it down the left hand side, but it's spilled and cleaned up thankfully by Lee Postlethwaite. I've got to say, it's really good to see Lee Postlethwaite out there. He was the guy that when we were over in Fiji, he dislocated his shoulder and had quite a bad injury during our last game.
Right.
So he's come back from injury, played the last few games of the season with Millen. It's great to see him back.
Lee, the one who was had to stay behind. Yeah, well, yeah, fair play. It's good. Well, it just shows what a strong player is, and just shows what his passion is, isn't it, Dave? Such really,
It certainly does. So they'll be thankful of this possession with Cumbria and the fact that they've been able to, I suppose, get away with that error that they came up with before.
But they've got to keep hold of this now for the full set, haven't they, Dave? And just get down there, then they can get the breath back, get some oxygen back into them, because at the moment this Lancashire side are looking tenacious and looking dangerous going forward.
Certainly are, and that's some really good work down this right hand side in defence. Ball switched back to the middle over the shoulder of Connor Saunders. Cumbria still in possession. Goulding plays it. It's brought down the left hand side. Saunders again. This time picks up Callum Nelson. The defence is good, however, from Adam Prendergast. Another one from Thato Heath. Long kick relieves the pressure into the shins there of Ryan Hilliard, who links it on the left hand side with Danny Dainty. He's another player that's been very good this season for Ince Bridge. 7 tries from him in all competitions.
And they've had a great season, haven't they?
Bounce back. Showed that bounce back ability.
Well, that's what you want. They've got to now consolidate next season and stay in that division. They don't want to become a yo-yo side.
Lancashire playing some expansive stuff given the conditions, but the ball just beating everyone and finding the touchline.
But again, it's a chance, isn't it, for Cumbria to regather and get themselves sorted and get inside this Lancashire half and show what they're capable of at the moment, because they've not had that chance yet, have they, Dave?
Definitely not, no. In fact, most of the game, to be honest, has been played in this Cumbrian territory, hasn't it?
It has, and dare I say that at the moment, although my paperwork's wet through, it stopped raining at the minute, Dave.
Almost 9 minutes of the game gone, 6 points to 0 in favour of Lancashire, but it's Cumbrian possession. And there's Lee Postlethwaite, all wrapped up by 3. Head first into the mud, plays it. Good run forward by Carl McBain. Tried to spin and twist. Comes into the middle with Saunders. He plays it off for Hanley Dawson. Dawson all held. Still trying to wriggle his way forward. Getting some good second momentum going there, actually. Ball sent right. That's Jackson. Oh, it goes loose. Well, it was all looking very promising, wasn't it, Steve? That?
Yeah, they've got to somehow, get their heads on, haven't they, really? And all right, they were trying to be expansive, but they needed to do that set and little grubber, whatever you want, downfield, out to play and start down there. Whereas they are starting in the Lancashire half, but it's looking like from here what the 40-metre line. So, it's all hands to the pumps again for this Cumbria defence.
It's good ball this, really, as far as Lancashire are concerned, as Jones spins it out. And there's a bit of a stuttering stepping run coming in there. Had nowhere to go, to be fair. Prendergast it was. Now it's further down this right hand side. Strong run, equally strong defence. Up towards the halfway line go Lancashire now. Dutton communicating with Jones, who gets hold of it. He pops it out to Jordan Gibson. Got to say, Gibson's one of the most versatile performers I've seen at amateur level. He's played rugby at second row, centre, standoff, and he's at loose forward today.
And he's stayed at Airdrie. He could have perhaps gone to other clubs, but he stayed with Airdrie, who've had another fantastic season in the North West Men's League.
That's a real good kick from Jones. Picking up the pieces there is Jake Stockdale at the back for Cumbria. He'll play this ball. Now Staferi taking over, running in field. Just about avoids that big mud patch.
Yeah, it's...
Here's Sam Jones. Got to say, he was one of the most impressive performers on tour last season, as far as the Barlow Lions were concerned, and I've just given him the big pat on the back.
Commentators kiss again.
And commentators kissed him.
Oh, by the way, we there when I had a word with Terrell, the lad that we were bigging up in that last game.
Oh yes.
He couldn't, but I told him, he said, what did you think of that? I said, well, you let us down there. I said, well, we're bigging you up. I said, and then you get sin-binned. And he didn't agree with the sin-binning, but I don't think I did. But
I don't think anybody ever agrees with the sin-binning, to be honest, Steve. It's one of those things, but as you said, it is what it is. And Lancashire go on the attack, sweeping the ball left. There's big running from Connor Parkinson. Always nice to have a namesake taking the field, even if he is from Wigan St Jude's.
Oh no! Well, it could be a relative, but you're a Lather.
He might be a distant relative. That's the whole thing that we're getting at here. As Lancashire inside the 20-metre line, Dutton weaves off down the left. Oh, he nearly cuts through. He's only a couple of metres out from that try line. Now Gibson, good delivery into the middle. Lee keeps it going.
Oh, the numbers here.
Jones.
Oh, they're in.
Oh, they are in.
Beautiful ball.
It's a great movement down this right-hand side, and Ryan Heaton crosses at the flag.
Oh, that was superb running and handling of the ball. You know what, it might have stopped raining, but it's crisp, it's fast, it's slick, and it's another try in the cup.
Steve, what are you doing? Is this not stopped raining?
Well, it's little, but it's not as bad as it's been.
Steve, I'm still getting wet.
You're getting all these drips off Jerry's brolly, mate.
Oh, boy.
It's not as bad as it were, but brilliant play by Lancashire there, and they got that ball and they went down the right hand side through several hands, and then they cut out past the winger. He took it really, really well. He'd nothing in front of him, and he went over, and it was a cracking try from Lancashire. But what it does, it's put another touchline conversion attempt here from the hooker, from Jack Jones. Steps back on the line, he's glancing, he's having a look, and focusing on the ball, focusing on the H's. It's
good contact.
Going, can it just eke it? Oh, it just went to the right, but it was a cracking kick, that.
So scoreline remains 10 points to 0 in favour of Lancashire. It's been a rip-roaring start from them, hasn't it?
They've been very, very good. I mean, you basically hit your opposition at every minute, and you certainly make sure that you get in the faces at the beginning of the game and make a mark. Cumbria have made a few mistakes. I mean, that try came from when they had the first meaningful attack down that far side, didn't it, Dave? And they lost the ball, and then Lancashire went down, and then they spread it big style. They didn't go down the short side, spread it, and superb handling by the host, which gives them this 10-0 lead. And Cumbria need to score next, you feel, in this game, Dave.
Let's see whether they can manage it. They've got a kick off to Lancashire. Hilliard comes for it, lays it off to his right hand side to Prendergast. There's a lot of St Helens based players in the squad this season, which is perhaps testament to how both Thatto and Pilkington Rex have gone this season.
Yeah. I mean, the trials are what they are, aren't they, sort of thing. But when you've got groups of players from clubs, they know they played with them all season, haven't they, Dave? They know their game, they know what they do, they know how the runners are, and this, that, and the other. And fair play. I mean, Thato have had a fantastic season, and congratulations to Richard Owen. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him as he leaves that club, as he had that golden point defeat. But what a coaching success he's been there in that 3-year tenure.
Let's see how Cumbria progress in this particular set. There's Leon Krellin down that right hand side. He'll play this ball, it comes back to the middle. Quick hands from Jackson.
Best position they've been in to date.
Very much so. And that's Goulding underneath that challenge. Plays it quickly. Ball swept right. Good numbers. Jackson all the way out to that right hand side. Good defence from Lancashire. They got numbers out there.
Yeah.
Still, the danger hasn't gone away.
I think he's in.
And that is a try from Leon Krellin. He was too big and powerful, wasn't he? Close to the line.
Well, they've just showed what they can do if they get that ball near that line, and the first meaningful attack, and they've got over in that far side of the corner, and they make it 10 points to 4. With the kick to come, it's going to come from far out wide on that touch line, and if they can put it over, convert that 4, make it 6, they could well and truly be back in this game to put some pressure on Lancashire, who have started off majestically in opening up with this 10-point lead. But it was important that Cumbria were the next scorers, and they went in on that far side. They thought they'd got a chance to tackle before that, but they were unperturbed, played the ball, and they drove the way over to cut the lead down to 10-4. And like I say, they can put this over. There's an unconverted try in it, Dave.
Certainly is. Understandably taking his time as the kicker. In he steps, right-footed, gives it chances.
Hit the post.
They should be worth 3.
No, that's the hardest thing, where they bounce them off the ball and stuff.
I bet you can't do that again. You can't aim for the post, can you?
Yeah, but he wasn't aiming for the post, Dave.
Deserves 3 points in my opinion. But it's 10 points to 4.
You'll be having us changing the tries to 5 points instead of 4, like another code. Well, they have 3 points for their goal penalty. No, they have for the penalty and drop goal, don't they?
Certainly do, yeah. As Gibson gets us underway, deep kick. It's trapped, half trapped under the feet of Saunders. Safari picks up, drives forward. Not very far. In fact, he's been driven virtually as far as he ran.
Yeah, it's tenacious.
This pitch really starting to cut up. This was the fear at this venue.
I think the positive is that obviously it gets a chance to be reseeded and put right for the 2020 NCL season, Dave.
Saunders gets a long kick away. It'll bounce, it'll bobble, it'll trickle over the touchline. I think if we were in Australia, that'd be one of those 20-40 kicks they were trialling at the Nines, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, I watched that. I'm nonplussed about seeing that come into our competitions personally at professional level, but it's it just didn't make the 40-20, and it's Lancashire who are going to get the ball back. But at least it gives Cumbria where they're going to be defending from a better foothold again than they've had really to date in this game, as a ball comes away to Lancashire. It's going down that left-hand channel.
Certainly is. Whitehead moves into dummy half, and Dutton told him, no, that's my position. He'll pass left. Big run comes in, it's a good carry. Dutton moves it right, Whitehead keeps it moving to Andy Lee. He tries to spin and hit the line at pace. Carl McBain watched him all the way on the halfway line of Lancashire. Dummy right, comes to the left hand side. There's Gibson, keeps
good offload.
Dutton ducking forward again. Made a good start to the game, hasn't he, Conor Dutton?
Yeah, he's a workhorse, he's put himself about, that's for sure.
Now Whitehead moves it right to Andy Lee. Good hands. Side hands down this right hand side.
God. Well, it doesn't get, you've got to keep your discipline in these games, haven't you, Dave? And at this moment in time, it's a shoulder charge against Cumbria. And it just shows the respect they're giving Cumbria. They're going for the 2 points, Dave, which will give them a 6-point lead.
We're actually put the lead up to 8 points. 10 points to 4 it is currently.
Forgot about the one that hit the... Yeah, forgot about the one that hit the
now
post.
if we give him 3 points, it would be...
yeah.
Here's Jack Jones, however. Nice to see Jones back at county level. Steps in. Oh, it's wide.
Just right to the H's there, and I mean, I know my weather forecasting ain't that good, but there's no wind, and it was, I suppose, one of those.
The good thing about that kick, though, is that it went dead, so it means a dropout from the 20-metre line. But Lancashire getting this ball back without the points advantage.
Yeah.
And probably a bit further back in field, but that's I describe that as a bit of a flapper. Distracted under the feet of Jones. Ouch. What a tackle that was. 3 men piling in.
Well, you feel Cumbria have got to hold them out here, don't you, Dave, on this next set.
And that's a big drive from Prendergast. Dutton calling for support. Hilliard is buzzing around that middle. It goes left to Gibson. He crashes forward. Lancashire 25 metres out from the line, right in front of the posts. Dutton takes it right, drops it back over his shoulder. That's a big run. That's a huge carry inside the 20. Oh, but then sadly he's lost possession. And maybe we should give some credit there to Johnny Goulding, the skipper for Cumbria, because he coughed up the ball under that pressure, didn't he?
He did, and they looked in a great position there, didn't they? And that tackle possibly... they got scrums head and feet should go through to Cumbria, which will help them, whereas if he doesn't put the tackle in, either scores or he puts them in a better position for Lancashire. So it's a mistake. I think we've got to praise the tackle that caused the mistake rather than the conditions on that one. As the ball comes out for Cumbria, as Stafori joins the line. I'll tell you what, he's getting everywhere, that winger, isn't he?
He is. It's a very busy performance for him. And Matty Henkson's on the field. He was another one of the many Cumbrians that travelled over to Fiji last autumn. Live wire around the dummy half position. I think last year he scored something like 18, 19 tries. I don't think he's been quite as prolific this term, but has been equally important. So Cumbria still inside their own 30. Here comes Goulding.
Well, he's such an experienced player, is Johnny Goulding at county level as such, and he's always has that pride in that jumper.
As is Jackson. That's a long kick downfield. Fielded on the full by Danny Dainty. He launched his attack. Knew he was going to get whacked there. Stands to play it. Hilliard off to the right hand side. They'll try and cut forward here Lancashire, but denied at the moment. Change in the front row for Lancashire with Ryan Liptrop going on the field. Liptrop, another player from Pilkington Rex. Lively around dummy half. Lee linking with Gibson. It's like the St Helens connection out there.
Well, it's all about the triangle, isn't it? Well, yeah, technically, Adock's in... we're
not on the
St Helens area, aren't we? We're in the St Helens triangle.
Whitehead was chasing after it. Good little bit of inventive play, that. And in these sort of conditions, the ball can go anywhere, can't it? Yeah. Wow. Big collision between the Cumbrian and Andy Morris. who's a really big player, is Morris. Changes made on the Cumbria line as well. There's Ryan Wilson. They're all right, them two number 17s. They've got the jumpers dirty now. There's Saunders. Steps past one. Surges forward. Tried to slip the ball. Just like support then.
Just need him getting the dirt on the front rather than the back there.
Kick
good
goes
downfield.
That's a really good kick from Henson. It'll hold
Stays
up in
in
these
goal.
positions. Dainty with work to do. Good tackle. Cumbria set in this position. Find themselves trailing by 10 points to 4 at the moment. What do you make of what you've seen so far, Steve?
Well, Lancashire have been the dominant side sort of thing, but there's not that many points in it, and Cumbria have got to try and keep doing those kicks downfield, and also, as it were, trying to eat the mistake to have an attack inside that Lancashire half, which has happened, I think, just on one occasion, and they scored from it. But Lancashire have got a game plan, they play into it, and they're not panicking, and they're showing at the moment why they were the champions last year, and the fact that they want to retain the title. Stafori again, he's manhandled on the ground, but he took that ball again, put his side about 15 away from the halfway line, and another drive from the Cumbria forwards trying to make more movement.
Jones perhaps didn't get the contact on the kick, to be fair, but Cumbria driving out from their own end. Henson moves into dummy half once more. Saunders is off down the left on the right hand side. They'll link it with Jackson, and then it's further wide with Leon Krellin, who scored their only try so far of the game. But it's looked lively down that side. Building field position, now starting to give the ball a little bit of air. And there's Jason Graham held in centre field. Last tackle signalled. They'll take it blindside. Jackson boots on ball again. Up in the air it goes. It's a difficult one for Dainty to take. The ball has been lost. Who's dived upon that one? It's been dived on by Lancashire.
Knock, be quite honest, Dave. But obviously, again, the referee was nearer to play than we are from here. And Lancashire come away with it.
The Red Rose won't mind. The Red Rose won't mind that at all.
They won't, will they, Dave? The Red Rose won't mind at all.
Here's Morris.
We'll not go down there, being the official Pink Rose.
We'll have to try and explain that comment over the course of the game, Steve. No one else will understand. It's a personal joke that myself and Mr. Manning have. Here's Liptrot, passes right, Gibson, good ball out to Jones. He feeds it further wide. Hilliard's stacking around this right hand side. Kick comes in from Jones, and he's overcut that one.
And I know he's a player who prides himself on his kicking game, so he'll obviously be disappointed with that straight into touch. And also the one that we were saying wasn't, he didn't hit cleanly the last opportunity he had. But what it does do, it gives Cumbria an opportunity to start an attack from inside the Lancashire half to see if they can put some pressure on and turn it into points.
It's his own harshest critic as well as Jack Jones, so he'll be fizzing at that, to be fair. Forward come Cumbria. Good position, as Steve mentioned, as Henson picks up the running in the middle of Jason Graham. Henson again, as Saunders for company, uses him on the right. He'll link it on the right again. Jackson gets rid of it. Scrappy pass put down. It threatened, but I suppose you need to shorten your game a little bit, don't you, when it's a little bit like this?
Yeah, you can see what they're doing, and obviously they train in all conditions, and they're probably thinking we need to try and be expansive and get the points. But there's a time, there's still a hell of a long way to go in this game yet. So they've plenty of time, but again, you've got to admire the fact that they're trying to play expansive rugby in this way they do.
Now, I did go down to Lancashire's Open Age training on Thursday night. They've been training out of Pilkington Rex. Very much a different surface to this.
Sport G, isn't it?
Definitely is, yeah. Oh, Lancashire have won a penalty from the back of the scrum. Was that a striking penalty? I've not seen one of them in years.
Competitive scrums. We're having shouting get on side in a bit.
I'm surprised we've not heard many of them calls so far today, Steve.
No one's gone forward yet, have they?
No.
Surely they've not all been going backwards.
There's Prendergast, all held in the middle. He'll play this ball. No quarter given or asked there.
Well, this is what it's all about, isn't it? It's you play for your county, you're playing with pride,
he's felt the full impact there of that tackle from Sam Jones.
So I'm going to hold up and play. I'm assuming that they'll wait until he's sorted, because he has got to play the ball, and he certainly won't want to go off. But it's all about safety and play well for at the end of the day, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, they've got to check on him. I mean, he's a really important cog in the wheel for Lancashire as well as Jordan Gibson, so they'll want to ensure that he's okay to continue.
Yeah.
And he is. He just looks up, nods at Sam Jones. The two of them were teammates last autumn. He'll get him back at some point.
Like I said, there's a long way to go yet, isn't there?
Ryan Liptrot awaiting dummy half duties. Pops it left for Foden.
That's a cracking hit. He's lost the ball as well.
What a hit in defence that was. Big pat on the back there for Ryan Wilson.
Well, there are times in games, aren't they, when tackles turn games, Dave, and could that be a turning point from a Cumbria point of view? They've got head and feet, they're just inside the whole half, but they've got to try and use this possession wisely and take advantage of that terrific tackle back.
That nearly got hooked in the scrum.
I hope you got that, Terry, then.
That's a rarity.
Well,
could be making a special appearance there on our league this next week. Almost a scrum against the feet.
Asking for contested scrums next day.
Here's Cumbria down this left hand side. Saunders is hit like an Exocet missile. Coming in there was Nisbet. Stumbling run forward by Wilson. The defence certainly let him know all about it. Matt Lomas piled his way in. Lomas is one of the Vetto players. And here's Henson. Dangerous out of dummy half. They've done alright in this set, Cumbria as well. They've advanced downfield 30 metres as Saunders keeps his kick low. Oh, that was a good pick up.
Well, it was, because obviously the Cumbrian there, who's just getting back in position, the centre there, he was hoping to hack it on and get it over the in goal, but again, brave play by the Lancashire player.
Great positioning from Ryan Heaton.
Yeah.
Did well to attack it given these conditions. Here come Lancashire though, advancing swiftly down the left hand side. Lomas looking for support from dummy half. Finds it. Liptrot turns it left. With a strong carry. They're pleased with the work in this set, won't they, Lancashire?
Yeah. They're
high kick from Jack Jones. Fullback Stockdale comes for it. Spins through the initial impact of the tackle as well.
It's a good chase by the kicker. It was a spirally one which gave him time to get there, but fair play to Cumbria. They came away with the ball, and now we've got a stoppage in play. I'm trying to look up. I'm assuming it's for the injury there.
Just over half an hour of the game gone, Steve, as well. 10 points to 4 in favour of Lancashire. We saw that real rapid start, but Cumbria have fought their way back into this one, haven't they?
Yeah, they've just slowly ground into the game, haven't they? And I mean, they've been here a while, so it's not as if they just got off the course. But I mean, Lancashire literally threw that kitchen sink at them, didn't they?
That would have hurt. Lomas being patched up.
You tapped into that one, didn't you?
Just getting worse though.
It's raining jokes.
You know what that means? You know what that means? Humour's going down the drain here. We should concentrate on the game.
I know. We haven't missed anything apart from bad humour.
And a cracking hit. What a hit that was from Andy Morris. Jackson, swiftly through hands. That's the number 12, Callum Nelson. He's lost possession.
Could see what he was trying to do again, Dave, but perhaps not the time to do it again early in the tackle count.
I have to admit, I'm really tempted, even at this early stage, even with the gap only at 6 points, to, if you're Lancashire, get yourself in range and get yourself a drop goal with boss.
Seriously, you
can control the game, can't you? This looks like one of those games where there's not going to be too many points, in all honesty, because the conditions are bossing it.
Yeah, it's going to do. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Dave, but
I know that sounds negative.
Well, it is, but I mean, you know, you're the champions. You want to retain it, and you've got them playing catch, and like I said, they've got to score at least 2 tries, haven't they?
That looked like a scrappy play. The ball's done well to get away with that one. Lancashire now.
He took that well.
Line Jones handing it on for Hilliard, and that last pass was forward.
Well, perhaps that was the old summary justice there, Dave. The referee making up for a slight blooper there. But like you said, they're slowly getting into it, and if they can be the next try scorer, it'll be interesting.
Good to see Matthew Meaden out there. He's had another brilliant season for Innsrose Bridge. He's represented Lancashire before, but it's been a couple of years since he was last in selection. Scored 12 tries as well for Innsrose Bridge, so I wonder whether we'll see some of that firepower this afternoon.
Well, I remember watching him, I think in Innsrose Bridge in a Valor National Cup final a few years ago at Fylde, and you could see what a good player he was then, Dave, and sadly for him he's not been able to get picked up at this moment in time, but again he's carried on playing, got his head down, and playing in the amateur game, and he's representing his county.
Talking about getting your head down, that's what Henson did. He put his nose through, got the offload moving. Ryan Wilson is held eventually in midfield by Lip Trot. Ball with Saunders, he'll find Jackson. Jackson dabbing forward, that's a lovely kick.
That was did he check it on?
Was there a knock on there? The referee has ruled a knock on. Which way has it gone? I have to admit, I think like Cumbria should get this ball.
I'm guessing it is. I mean, it was a brave. Yeah, it is. It was. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the grubber was superb, and it was a great brave attempt by the Lancashire player, but just a little knock on it. Only needs to be a little one, and it's a scrum, head and feet, and possession too at Cumbria. And we said they're slowly ground their way into this game, and they're what 30 metres away, Dave, with the scrum and 6 tackles to come. It could develop into an interesting set, this.
And about 5 minutes of the first half remaining as well, so still 10-4 in favour of Lancashire. Cumbria applying some pressure. Jones has called for it down this left hand side. He's full of running, dangerous player, point scorer supreme in the Cumbrian League. He'll play this to Henson, who turns it in field. Big hit on Wilson. Gave no thoughts to self-preservation.
I'll tell you what, he's put himself about since he's been on, hasn't he, as Wilson?
Now Saunders, 2 hands, link up play. Jackson again keeps it moving. Good work from Stockdale. Out to the centre on that far side, Leon Krellin, who's already paced the defence once. He's held 10 metres out from the line. Infield it's moved. Jackson fires it on. That defence is good though. Leading the way was Meaden.
I think she's claiming it was a forward pass, but referee's not impressed, and it's a last tackle.
Jackson, what's his option like? He'll put it through hands to Saunders. Saunders drills it through. It comes off the boot. Lancashire are quickest to react, and Jack Jones has it.
Yeah, it was just a poor finish that. The grubber, again, the conditions don't help, and I think that had something to do with the fact that it didn't work out well his timing, and it slid off his boot.
Lip Trot at dummy half. You can't actually see that player's...
this is a great chance if they can get this here, Cumbria.
Yeah, it's another mistake from Lancashire. Just maybe overplaying inside their own half.
Well, like I say, you said about being boring, going upfield and drop a goal, Dave. Don't get me wrong, they got off to that fantastic start, and whether they've thought this is going to be a bit breeze in the park, we've not got opposition, but like I say, we're what 30 metres away now. They've got to finish the set, and it'll be interesting.
Well, here's Jones feeding it out wide to Krellin.
He's had a good game, hasn't he?
Thwaite alongside him, doesn't use him. Couldn't quite slip the ball out. Conditions aren't conducive for it, in fact.
He's looked dangerous every time he's had that ball in an attacking position, hasn't he, Krellin?
Big player, isn't he? Switched into the middle. Route 1 stuff from Cumbria. Setting the position. 10 metres out from the try line. Henson picks up. Dummies! Goes in! He has managed to wriggle his way in.
I'd have gone double movement though.
But it's not been awarded. Referee will go over to his touch judge, who has stood.
And he stood his ground. I was going to say that, Dave.
I think it's double movement.
Bit of a discussion between the two.
Terry thinks it's double movement.
It's a good job Terry's not commentating. He'd have ruled that out and it's been given.
Terry, you're sacked.
So Matty Henson
responded. I think it's scandalous as Terry's got his cameras there. He's got a better view than us here, hasn't he, Dave? But anyway, he's given the try, and it's game on now. That makes it 10 points to 8, and if you can put this over, we've got a level ball game. And you want to back that as such, Dave, at the beginning when Lancashire went 10-0 up, and like I said, there's only a few minutes left to half time. We talked about in that first game about ascendancy and how tries can change games, and only time will tell in this second half whether it'll be the same in relation to Cumbria. But at the moment, after that whirlwind attack, they've come back really well, haven't they?
They certainly
with
have,
limited possession as an attacking force.
So Saunders with this conversion attempt, he's virtually lined his headgear up alongside the ball. I hope he doesn't get mixed up.
That is concerned. Is that a big piece of mud?
In he steps. Oh,
what a cracking try, and in off the hat.
10 points each.
You like that, Dave?
Yeah, he didn't get confused. That's always a good sign. Didn't boot the hat over.
And it was a 2-pointer and not a 3-pointer, Dave. He didn't hit the post. Yeah, well, it's a different complexion this game now, as the rain is decided it's going to come down hard again, and it's well picked up by Cumbria as now. Big thing now, they've got to complete this set and make sure that they don't do anything stupid inside their own half, which might give Lancashire a sniff to come back and even drop the goal that Dave was talking about a short time ago. Cumbria trying to milk a penalty. Oh, and they've knocked on their own 30-metre line. But it counts
for anybody to capitalise on it, though.
What I was going to say, it served him right, because he was going to trying to milk the penalty, wasn't he, Dave? And the referee wasn't having it. So the fact that he was trying to focus and milk the penalty, loses a grip, and it's a knock-on. But as Dave said, it doesn't have any bearing on the game itself. It goes on half-time. But the game itself, it started off in a whirlwind. Lancashire were absolutely outstanding and scored 2 outstanding tries as such, and it looked as if that they were completely in control, and they were really for that first 20-odd minutes, weren't they, Dave?
They were, yeah. I mean, the 2 tries in the first 13 minutes. I think, first of all, I'm going with Nisbet. I'm going to give the try to Nisbet, and I'll double check it after the final whistle. And then we saw the ball come down this right hand side to Ryan Heaton. Lovely finish at the corner. At that point, 10 points.
That was beautiful handling, and the fact that the conditions that he scored a try like that at that standard was superb, wasn't it, Dave? And it looks, to be quite honest, as that it was just going to carry on like that from that moment. But you've got to give credit where due to this Cumbria side, haven't you now?
Yeah, Cumbria responded superbly with Leon Krelling crossing in the top right corner, and then they had that response just before the break, didn't they? Matty Henson picking up out of dummy half. I'd already said how dangerous he can be. He's very quick amongst that position and from that position, and he basically split them.
Yeah, he did, and they just, like I said, I suppose he went on the balance of possession and the balance of territory. Lancashire should be streets ahead, and if we had this metres gain scenario, I think it'd be the same. But
you're not going to bring back the margin meter, are you?
Oh no, I couldn't understand that. That was really, really boring and underwhelming. And then we had the points predictor as well, didn't we? Points predictor. What do points make? Points. Anyway, but you've got to say that down that right-hand channel where Cumbria scored that try, they have exploited it. And Krelling, as we said before that second try, albeit that he didn't score it, he had a great effort that didn't come off with anything. But they have looked dangerous down there, and like we said, a try just on the stroke of half-time. The Cumbria coach will have had a different speech that he's given to his players that he would have done if he was 10-4 down. From a Lancashire point of view, they've got to try and say, well, we start again. It's I know it's 10-all. It's 0-0. Let's start the second half. We started the first, but this time let's build on it and make sure we don't give Cumbria any chance of coming back in this opening game, one of the open age at Balfour Championship.
So those are the thoughts of Steve Manning. I'm Dave Parkinson. It's been great to bring you first half coverage. Join us again as soon as the teams emerge. Hello and welcome back to second half coverage on our league this afternoon, where it's a pleasure to bring you the open age opener of the Three Counties Championship between Lancashire and Cumbria here at Twist Lane, home of Lee Miners Rangers. Well, it's not raining quite as heavily as it once was, But when you're wet, you stay wet. And we've got another 40 minutes in front of us. So Cumbria about to get us back underway. They will have been really happy with the way that they fought back from a 10-0 deficit to draw at half-time. I wonder where this game will go. Once again in the company of Mr. Steve Manning, and we'll have more input from Steve over the course of this second half. But in the meantime, it's Cumbria to get us underway.
It's Richard frozen, Dave. Sorry about that, mate.
Adam Jackson to get us started. It'll bounce, it'll bobble, it'll trickle. It's taken by Dainty. Nothing dainty about that challenge though. He's lifted up and dumped in the mud.
I don't think it's been a dainty challenge at all, David. Throughout the opening 40 minutes of this game, and so much the better, so much and long that it continues in this second half.
Out of dummy half is Lip Trot. He passes to his right hand side. That's Matty Meagan. Lip Trot. Switch play left to Andy Lee, who was appointed skipper of Lancashire in the week leading up to this game. Said it was a big honour. Ball on the left hand side. Kick comes in from Whitehead to complete the set. It'll be picked up. It won't be picked up by Postlethwaite.
Well, what a boost for Lancashire, after that try before half-time that levelled the game up and they punted downfield. The kick's as only good as it chased, and how costly could that fumble be for Cumbria, who probably wanted to get off to a great start in the second half, whereas it's a moment the carbon copy of the first half, Dave.
I think Lee unfortunately heard the hooves that were heading after him, didn't he? And sort of
is this another player we've given big raps to as well?
Yep.
Certainly is.
We've just been speaking to his dad, a proud Cumbrian, that his son's back playing at the highest level, at county level, and he'll be gearing himself possibly, potentially international honours for next season, as all these players will, I'm sure, as well as the 19s that we've had before, and even the 17s.
Sorry to interrupt you, Steve, but Lancashire knocking on the door, just 2 metres out from the try line. Long ball left. Andy Lee takes on the line. He scored 9 tries this season, for Pato. 5 metres out from the line. Liptrop picks up, finds some support.
Stop the offload.
Muggle their way over. Good defence. Going man for man down that left hand side. Have they done enough? No, they haven't. They've not done enough to keep Liptrot out. He just kept himself low, kept his centre of gravity moving, and twisted and turned his way over.
That was a cracking try, that. Really, it was think about, obviously, they persisted with that, but the problem was, or the poor side from a Cumbria point of view, they'd repelled 2 or 3 drives from the big forwards, and to give a try away like that, which would technically class, I think a coach would class it as a soft try, but you've got to give credit to Liptrot, tenacious. He got that ball, he knew in his own mind what he was going to do, and he certainly did it, and that try was scored like as it were. He's probably scored umpteen tries like that this season and throughout his career, from that play the ball situation, and whatever was said at half time now, it's worked for Lancashire. In normal conditions, you say this is on his favourite side, it should go over, and we'll just have to wait and see. And as I said, in normal conditions, Dave, you back him to put that over, but it goes wide, right to the edges, and I suppose that's also part of the pressure of being involved in playing county rugby.
Yeah, Lancashire back in front though, 14 points to 10, and I suppose it was a different type of dummy half try, that one, wasn't it? Because that was, he kept wriggling and twisting and spinning, whereas Matty Henson was all down to his speed and sort of almost propelling himself.
Yeah. While we've had a break, I've been looking for the Yorkshire Spies, and I don't know where they're hiding, Dave, because I've not seen any knocking about.
Will they be wearing Leeds United coats and holding binoculars?
Very good.
Yeah.
I've not seen any Leeds United coats knocking around.
No, that's really good, that, Dave. You're way ahead of me there. I can't even think of coach's name and be clever.
Marco Biseller, I think his name is. Oh, mistake comes in from Lancashire. Cumbria to try and take advantage. And there's a penalty here for Cumbria as well. Mistake from Conor Parkinson, and it's a compound error.
Well, they certainly fractured that Lancashire defence, that's for sure. And this is what Cumbria wanted. They thought they were going to be tackling a set of 6, and now they're attacking on a set of 6. And it's that old line, isn't it? You know, the first set after you've scored a try is important, and no more so than that. As Cumbria going down that short side.
Yeah, good run there from Busha. Held up 5 metres out as the ball switched down the left-hand side now. Chances here. I think that's Henry Dawson getting tackled in the middle of the field. Saunders trying to command his side of the field down the left, and he'll take possession now. Through hands, short ball. Callum Nelson just held up. Henson again out of dummy half. Pops the ball to Saunders. Saunders linking.
Got numbers here.
Jackson out the back. Oh, it just needs to go man on man here. In the arms of Leon Krellin. Krellin just tackled.
He didn't panic, did he, really? He kept it on its last one. Oh, and a crash ball.
And a knock on.
Well, Krellin didn't panic, but I mean, you go for it. If he gets it and he drives over, but a mistake though, but Cumbria have responded well to that mistake from Lancashire, which also saw them get a penalty.
Lee and Henson sharing a couple of jokes there. But it's Lancashire in possession inside their own 20-metre line. Whoa, big collision in defence. Really leading the line in the middle there, Cumbria. Against Lancashire. He looks incredulous there as Prendergast. I'm
still trying to fit. Is he saying interference or?
Lifting his opposition player beyond the 90 degrees. Or 180.
Well, it seems harsh. I mean,
tap to be taken.
I was going to debate should they go for 2 points here, Dave, but they need 4 to level it up, don't they?
Yeah, they'd still be down by 2. Jackson, through hands, out to this right-hand side. Busha keeps it moving. It's with the full-back Stockdale. Stockdale's 2 metres out from that try line. Plays it to Henson. Henson skims the pass into the middle. That's Graham. All held. Good defence. They're knocking on the door, though, here at Cumbria. Henson sends it down the right-hand side. Busha. It's played back. It comes back to Busha. All on Reeves, our match official. It came off Lancashire hands. They're not going away here, Cumbria. Down by 4 points, remember, as Jackson wishes it off left. Good dummy, good surge from Dawson.
Good defence. They've gone backwards rather than forwards on that last tackle.
Here's Henson, tries to get away from the player, spins, gets his offload going to Dawson. Dawson all wrapped up, third man joins the fray. They're finding this last 5 metres the hardest to breach. Chances here though as Jackson finds the fullback Stockdale.
Cracking tackle.
What a hit that was. Flew out of the line. Didn't miss. Henson out to the
he's in!
They've worked it.
It's a try!
What a finish that is. Lee Postlethwaite to the corner, diving in. And they didn't have much room to work in at all.
That was one hell of a try, that was in these conditions, wasn't it? It's one of them where, you can lose the grip and slip that ball, but he took it like a good one, didn't he? And he's redeemed himself for that little bit of a mistake earlier on when they went down that line, and I think from that mistake is when Lancashire scored their last try. So he's got salvation now, but he's not done his kicker any favours, has he? But I'm sure that he put a touchliner over in that first half. But it's 14 all, and it's game on, and that pressure, that 5-minute pressure, has paid off for them, because it looked as if that Lancashire line was going to hold firm, didn't it?
Certainly did, yeah. I mean, Lancashire were defending pretty well, in all fairness, and it took something a bit special, as you would hope at this sort of level of rugby league, to get around the defence, and it gives them plenty to think about, put it that way. But a great finish by Postlethwaite.
This is going to be one hell of a conversion if he does get that ball over his line. It's up as the winger. Can they take the lead for the first time in this Battle of Three Countries Open Age Championship for 2019? and take a 2-point lead over the current champions of Lancashire. He hits it well. It's spiralling towards the edges. It's a fantastic goal. It just slipped its way over that crossbar. There's no striking it, skimming it. He hit it superbly, that Dave. And this a kicks win matches. That is worthy of a win, but there's still a hell of a long way to go in this game. But having said that, we saw how good Cumbria were last year when they went to Yorkshire and turned the tables on them.
Yeah, Adam Saunders it was with that conversion attempt. Brilliant kick. 16-14 in favour of Cumbria.
And after 10 minutes, Dave, you wouldn't have seen that, would you, coming?
You wouldn't. Oh, a couple of big collisions heading the way of the number 17 Ryan Wilson there, who's basically just chucked himself around everywhere, but he's caught with the error.
How often do I need to say it, Dave?
Are we going to go I score, you score in the second half, do you think, Steve?
Well, we had a similar situation in the 17s last week. Cumbria were well behind at half-time, but they scored a try after 41-ish seconds. But then there was a Cumbria mistakes that then brought Yorkshire back into the game. And at the moment, you've got to say that's happening, although Cumbria are trying to force Lancashire into touch, but it's not succeeded.
So Lancashire go on the charge again. I think that's Foden. Plays this ball. Lee keeps it moving. Big hit!
Oh, cracking it!
You know what? This ball is going to... It's resembling a piece of soap, isn't it? It's just popping
Took
out.
the words right out of the mouth. This is rugby league from a bygone age. And it's a bygone age, this, isn't it? You know, it's... but it's good, isn't it? You know, it's there are mistakes which you'd expect in these conditions, but you know, that's helping for the excitement of the game, and hopefully that excitement and tension is coming over on the screen that's being streamed live on the Our League app.
Yes, so it's a pleasure to have your company this afternoon once more on the Our League app. Myself, Dave Parkinson, alongside Steve Manning in commentary. We're at 16 points to 14 in favour of Cumbria. He'll take possession and drive forward. I think that's Jordan Staffiri, who's had a real busy game. Now they'll try and force their way downfield. Tackle made by Meaden. I say Meaden, it's the only one I can recognise. It's the only one whose number I can see at this stage.
Oh, you're doing well, Dave. I must admit, with these numbers, with these shirts, I know that you've got intense knowledge of these Lancashire players, so fair play to you, mate.
There is Johnny Goulding. Ball played into that middle. Running is Jordan O'Leary. He'll play it to Henson. He'll scoot the ball right. Kick to come in.
It's a good kick, that. But it's
completed set.
Straight down the Lancashire throat, though.
Underneath that one is Dainty. He's had quite a lot to do, hasn't he, Dainty, this afternoon?
It's a good kick and chase, that, Dave, as well, wasn't it? To try and eke a mistake from the Red Rose.
There's Hilliard. 10 tries in all competitions this season for the fullback. Now driving down that right-hand side, Ryan Heaton. He scored the second Lancashire try in this game. Lancashire currently trailing by 2 points. There's a lot of space down this left-hand side. It's been called for by the winger, Danny Dainty. Play going down the right, though.
Good sliding defence by... Oh, that was a hell of a tackle. Good sliding defence. Last one for Lancashire.
Where's this kick going to go? In fact, it'll go through hands. Here's Gibson pouring it on the boot. Cultured kick that was.
He took that well.
He did. Finds the floor quickly too. This will start Cumbria on the front foot in this set. Big tackle there on Krellin. Tell you what, I wouldn't like to be the person trying to clean these kits afterwards.
Well, Cumbria have got to get it right for next week, mate. Up at Millham, the world's oldest amateur rugby league club ground.
Here's O'Leary. Tackled in behind his own 30-metre line. Henson kicking forward. Seems to scuff that a little bit. Dainty's got work to do. Will he clear it? He picks it up.
Good chase.
It was great work from Boston like that. Really chased hard.
I'm just looking at Lancashire. Well, they've got a penalty, but the forwards are walking wearily back towards that. So probably that psychological ascendancy now. The Lancashire have got that penalty, and they'll be glad about that, Dave. And now Cumbria have got to put out another big set of 6.
Well, Meaden's wanted to get on with things. Someone said something out of turn, so they marched another 10 metres back. Why will players learn that you can't go and second guess a referee and have a go at him?
Well, from starting defending, it's still inside the Lancashire half. They're about 20 metres away from defending their own line now.
Lancashire going on the charge, reaching the 20 metre line. Jones trying to organise something. Ball moved left to Lee. Inside ball for Hilliard. It's gone loose.
A hell of a tackle.
Picked up by the ever busy Jordan O'Leary, but there's no advantage left.
You've got to say that was tenacious defence. It makes you wonder if the guy that put the tackle in, because I'm not sure who the descent went to get, whether he's the one who's put the tackle in so frustrated that he's let his teammates down. But the bottom line is, keep your gob shut, being blunt.
Did they have any Tigers in Cumbria? Tigerish defence. There used to be that zoo, didn't there?
They have tiger bars. There's still a zoo there.
Does it have tigers in it?
Well, if they do, they're going in.
Cumbrian defence.
Oh, did that?
Yes.
Well, where they play and they've been fed on raw meat.
Fair enough.
But there is a zoo. I'm sure somebody from Cumbria's listening will be saying it's such and such a place, but I know there is a zoo somewhere in Cumbria.
So Cumbria get the point out of this scrum. Take possession as well. There's Sam Jones,
dear.
Loses it.
First tackle.
Can't pick it up cleanly.
Yeah, well, they're going to get a set of 6, aren't they? They're high fives all round, and that could be crucial. That, and let's be quite honest here, it's criminal. First tackle from the scrum. Thinking, we're going to go upfield, and now we've got to defend. And they're looking from here at our angle, at about 10 metres from that try line.
Yeah, certainly. There's not a lot of distance between Lancashire and that try line. He's somehow got to find a way through 13 players though as the ball comes out amongst the back line. There's Parkinson. Nice handoff. Wrestled to the floor by Postlethwaite. Ball played. Hilliard turns it in field.
Drive.
I think that's Morris. As all his forward progress stopped. Meaden dashes into dummy half. Scoops it right. Lee keeps it moving. Jones. Out wide, it's really good hands. Has to be some excellent defence. Still the danger hasn't gone. It's Hilliard. Just stopped on the line.
I thought it was over then, Dave.
Here's Andy Lee.
Well, they've got numbers now, they must be in here. He stopped him, lost the ball, he stopped him again.
Yeah, it just popped out of the grip there. I think it was Jordan Gibson.
Dave, I want to put my house on it. I'd have put money on them scoring there. They had the momentum. They looked as if they got the extra man, and somehow that Cumbrian's defence slid across superbly from left to right to stop that try.
I thought you was going to say, I won't put my house on it, I'll put someone else's house on it.
Well, I put yours on it, Dave. But your dad wouldn't be happy, or your mum.
Probably not, no. So stoppage in play. Cumbria in front, remember, by 16 points to 14. We've been going for about 18 minutes of this second half. What do you think of what you've seen so far, Steve?
Quite honest, Dave. All right. I'll do the kiss of death. It's stopped raining now. But I think this game, it's one of them where it's got better and better and better. After the opening 10 minutes, when I thought it could be a bad day at the office for Cumbria, it's just got better and better. They've slowly got into it. They've got a bit of oxygen back, from that temporary injury. They've got this scrum. They've got this 2-point cushion. And at the moment, Lancashire just can't get over that. I was convinced that they'd score there, Lancashire, under the post, but you've got to give compliment and credit to the defence. And what you've got to do, I'll say it now, we've give credit to the coaching and all the coaching staff of both sides for what we've seen so far. It's been a great game considering the conditions, Dave.
Certainly has. Oh, look at that for a hit. Another one to add to the big hits compilation that is being racked up.
Well, if you were having to find the hit of the game, I don't know, you'd struggle, wouldn't you, Dave?
Probably been about 10 so far.
Yeah.
Cumbria in possession. Lancashire moving up. That's a good little dummy from Jordan O'Leary. Looked into half an opening then, didn't he, O'Leary?
Yeah.
Henson, long ball right. Here's Goulding.
He had numbers there, but as a sensible prop, and I think as a skipper of his team, he kept hold of it and just picked that up off his shoelaces.
Oh, what a kick that is. Made it really interesting for the Lancashire defence to contend with.
He would, he had to take that because somebody of that star Ori, he was there eking the mistake if Lancashire had knocked on.
It was brave that on that far side from Ryan Heaton. It's been a long while since his try gave Lancashire a 10-0 advantage. Scoreboard currently favouring Cumbria by 16 points to 14. As Andy Lee does the skipper's knock. Oh, really gets hit there by Goulding. You wouldn't have thought them two were the best of mates on the
the ball's come loose as well.
What a great challenge.
Oh, that's a bit petty by Lee. I'm surprised that the referee's not give a penalty there for dissent, Dave. Or are you happy with the fact that he kicks it away with such disdain?
Frustration. Great frustration from him.
Right. But it was a cracking hit by the Cumbria player, and then to dislodge it, I'd imagine that Lee would be claiming that it was a little bit of underhand tactics by the opposite number he put the tackle in.
I don't think there was anything in it. It was just a good tackle for me. Cumbria back in possession. Here's Krellin. Always drags 2 or 3 defenders in, doesn't he? He'll play it 5 metres in from touch. Postlethwaite.
I'll tell you what though, it's been a while since we've had the ball in this half, hasn't it, Dave? In the Lancashire half with Cumbria attacking.
Let's see if they can apply some more pressure here, Cumbria. Moving the ball into the middle. It's been a super effort from all 34 players on display this afternoon. Another big hit in the middle of that field. Lee trying to atone for his error. Kick comes in from Saunders.
Cracking kick that, especially if it finds touch, but even if it doesn't find touch, it's a good chase.
It's a great chase. There's a good 6 men in the chase team. Heaton couldn't break through the line.
It's a war of attrition, this, isn't it, Dave? Who's going to drop the concentration next first?
Can Lancashire escape from this half? Whitehead tries to inspire something. Only finds Gibson, and the defence finds him. Big run from Andy Morris. That'll help set a bit of position. Dutton moves it to Whitehead. He gets his kick away. It'll bounce, it'll bobble. Will it find touch? No, it won't. It's staying in. It's a super kick for Stockdale to pick up. Oh, that's a good.
But he didn't panic, did he? You know, that ball's there. He can see his Lancashire charging down at him, but just took his time, made sure he didn't make a mistake.
So 16 points to 14. Cumbria still in front, still holding sway. And you do well to identify whoever's carrying that ball in there. Kick out to dummy half from hooker Noah Robinson. It's only as far as Dainty. Once again he's being marched towards the touchline. I've got to compliment Dutton there. He really got behind his teammate then and stopped him from going out play.
Yeah, it's that's the ball's come loose again.
Horrible pass for Hilliard to deal with, and I'll tell you what, having given it chances here to Cumbria, maybe it's them who want the 1 point.
Not yet, Dave. I know where you're going with that, but I think this is the first time since that try that they've been here as an attacking force. I'm sure they'll play these tackles down and try to eke something as they're going down that short side.
Yeah, Saunders, he's certainly becoming more and more into the game. He's the half-back. He's already back in orders, takes possession again, lays it off for Goulding. Goulding, dumped to the floor. Gibson appeals for a knock-on, it's not forthcoming.
Numbers right here, Dave.
Goulding just laughed at him. Here's Jackson, steps round one, gets a scuff kick away. Cumbria keep it moving. All on way to the referee. Here's Krellin.
Did he go for it? He's going on the set of 6. Did he go for a drop goal then?
I'm not convinced. I'm not 100% sure. Quite.
It's another set of 6, I know that.
There's Goulding. Big and strong carry. Knocking on the door here, Cumbria again.
He's in!
Dummy half, they've scored. Noah Robinson.
What a try! They've been under pressure for the last 10 minutes since that last try. They've gone across the sliding defence, stop Lancashire at bay, and they go down there and drive over for... Well, I know there's still time to play, but in these conditions, Dave, that could be a decisive 4. It'll be even more decisive if we can turn that 4 into 6 and give in a crucial 8-point lead to the visitors who've come back from 10-0 down after 10 minutes to take the lead. But there's still plenty of time to go, but this is a big kick. But after that one he put away from the touchline, without bigging him up, you'd expect him to put this one over. Every kick, whether it's in the front or either side of it, are difficult kicks. But it's a big kick in the context of game 1 of this this open age Bala Three Counties Championship, game 1.
Hashtag commentators curse. Hashtag Steve Manning.
Yeah, but I edged my bets there though, didn't I?
You did. I've got to give you a bit of credit there, Steve.
I kept going on, faffing on, thinking I don't keep yourself at, but it is a big kick though, isn't it, Dave? If they can get that crucial 8-point lead as such in this game. Anyway, he lines it up. He's taking his time. There's no rain, there's no wind. And I can't remember the next line from that song.
Oh, and that
goes right between the H's, cool as a cucumber.
Straight and true. 22 points to 14 now in favour of Cumbria, and as Steve mentioned in his roundup, that could be really crucial at this sort of stage of the game.
But like I say again, this game is similar to that first half. This half is similar to the first half. Possession, ball, territory has predominantly been Lancashire. Cumbria have fed on scraps, and off them scraps they've managed to get the tries they needed. Now I'll come out with that boring line again. The next set after a try is crucial, so from a Cumbria point of view, they'll want to complete it. Lancashire will want to try and eke the mistake.
Well, here comes Goulding for starters. Goulding heads downfield, 25 metres from his own line. He'll play it to the last try scorer, Noah Robinson. They'll continue to bring this ball through the middle with a bit of venom. The forward certainly running that little bit harder at the minute. There's O'Leary.
And even O'Leary's shirt's getting full of mud now, Dave. It was one of the cleaner ones a short time ago, but his work rate is phenomenal, isn't it?
There's been lots and lots to praise in this Cumbrian ranks as they switch this ball down this right hand side. Busha finds Krellin. The cover defence does its job. Whitehead got across there. Jackson releases his pass just at the right moment for the
halfway line.
Kicked out of dummy half by Robinson. Straight for the
That's a
line.
cracking kick, that, Dave, for game management, that.
Oh, not you as well.
What game management?
In years gone by, we would have just said that is a great kick to touch. Now we get to a stage where we've got about 13 minutes left, and it's game management.
Well, is it not game management, or is it not game management? Let's give these players credit where due. It wasn't a kick and up. It was a kick and think. Don't know where that one come from. Kick and think. Never mind kick and clap. Kick and think.
It's Lancashire in possession. Definitely the wrong end of the field as far as they're concerned. Picked up out of dummy half by Hilliard. Ball to the deck. In fact, put around his left hand side. Big collision there with Mark Lomas. Oh,
there's a chance on here.
Here's Hilliard. Hilliard kicking over the top. There's men in motion chasing after it.
I thought he'd have gone. I thought he'd have passed that then.
Cumbria win the race and claim possession.
That was a big let off. I thought we're going to get to a closeness of scores then, Dave.
It was a great.
I'll tell you what, the full back did well because he had to turn around and go back there and make sure he gets it and then doesn't knock on when he's got these Lancashire players coming towards him.
Yeah, Stockdale did incredibly well there to pick up the pieces for Cumbria. Oh, it's a juggle there from the Cumbrian player. He does well to stick hold though. And it's the men from the north charging forward.
Oh, what an hit!
Didn't miss.
Ball and all.
I think it was Jack Jones surged out of defence there. Good pressure put on the kicker. Cleaned up well, deep in his own end by Danny Dainty.
I felt that, Dave. That's my first and second rib gone if that's me. Oh, it's had a knock on. Oh, and a knock on as well.
I don't think either of us have got ribs left after this game.
Well, that was one hell of a hit, and I think Dainty was still recovering and, from what had happened, and then lost the ball. But it's a scrum head and feed, and Cumbria going to get that ball in the Lancashire half. 8 points in it.
22 points to 14 in favour of Cumbria. This clock continues to work against the Lancashire side.
Well, it could be the set of the game, Dave. If it goes a Cumbria way.
It's Krellin gets through the first.
He's had a good game, hasn't he, Krellin?
It's always the way Steve's got excited. It's his new favourite player. Ball switched to the middle. 20 metres away from the line.
I was going to say game management, but I don't want to get shouted at again, Dave.
I don't shout.
It's that Luke.
Talking about the Luke. They're looking lively here, Cumbria. Through hands, Saunders.
They're keeping alive. Stafferi.
On that side. Ball comes back in field. Saunders.
Oh, he's going. Just
close.
5 metres out.
Oh, that's a scrappy pass. Chance here though. He's got any motion.
Dive.
And he's got
I think he's not on. That was a superb tackle from Ryan Hill.
Over there, Heaton somehow managed to get himself between.
Well, we're talking about the kicking being crucial. How crucial is that going to be, Dave? Because that could be a match saver.
Here's Lomas. He needs some position.
It was expansive rugby though by Cumbria, wasn't it? Instead of just like the one-man drive for the line.
Oh no, it's dried up a bit. Everybody wants to.
Oh, they've lost it again.
The ball's been lost. Oh, Lancashire playing into Cumbrian hands at the moment. They just can't complete a set of 6. Strong drive in. That's Carl McBain. He'll play it. Robinson. They'll move it right. Jackson. Cut out pass. Picked up well by Postlethwaite. Steps in field.
I understand why they did that, Dave, but I'm sure that's only the second or third tackle of this set.
They're in a really good position here though. Jackson sends it back down the right. Forward pass. Oh.
Third tackle again, Dave. I mean, you just keep the pressure on. I mean, you're all right, stood here, but you just keep the pressure on. Play it to the...
No, you were too onside. It was
sorry. You just play to the tackles, don't you, Dave?
You would hope so.
But
it's a real grind of a game, this one. 22 points to 14 in favour of Cumbria. Been well worth this 8-point advantage so far in the game.
Well, the telling moment was that spell down there, wasn't it? Then they've come back up here, but Lancashire are going to have to score from their own line. They've got to go 100 metres to get a try to get back into this game. They are capable, but it's a long way in these conditions, even though the rain has stopped.
Yeah, it's not really the afternoon for outside backs, is it, going 80-90 metres, but they'll try and attack down that side, and the ball's gone loose. Wow, the man's been poleaxed there.
I mean, to me, part of the changing, and when Lancashire made the break down the middle and he had numbers on his left and he kicked it through and it was a chase, to me, he passed it outside, but it wasn't to be.
I'll take the tackle because he still had 2 left.
Yeah. That was one hell of a tackle. I'm not sure whether it's a legal tackle or not, but you've got to give the players credit. If it wasn't a legal one, the fact that they kept the discipline and didn't kick off, you've got to give credit to both sides. I'm still not sure who he's giving it to, whether it's a penalty. I think they're talking in front of us and it's a penalty for a high shot on a Cumbria play, but I'm not sure from my angle. He's having a word with his touch judge.
To be fair, I would agree with these people in front of us. He didn't miss, he just sort of leapt from the field and whapped the outside back, wiped him out.
Well, like I say, he's controlled it well, the referee. He's not panicking, he's taking his time before he decides what decision he's making. This could be a big moment. Whether it's a tackle as a referee deems he needs 10 minutes or not, but he's trying to keep everybody away from everything.
Well, that's good refereeing for mine.
Yeah. I've got to say the standard of the referees again have been superb again today for both sides. So he's had a word with him. What's he doing here? He's scrum head and feet to Cumbria.
There's no penalty.
All you can say is he's took his time. He's let the sting out of the situation go over. The Lancashire forward there having a word with the referee, but he spoke to his touch judge, took a deep breath and got it right. And Cumbria have got the scrum 40 metres from the Lancashire line. Good tackle there, good drive forward, Cumbria.
Moving the ball down this right hand side. Again, it's a great run from Jason Graham. He's chucked himself about, so as the Lancashire skipper Andy Lee, who did that
look forward.
Suspect. Inside the 20 metre line, Cumbria goes.
Well, a drop goal's no good now, Dave, is it? You've got to go for it or play for kicking it into touch and play the set out. Going down that side again, where they scored before.
It's O'Leary. O'Leary stopped 5 metres away from the line. Saunders again, switches it down the left hand side. There's some good defence there. The ball goes loose, it ends up in the canal, I think. Yeah. Somebody's lashed a boot at it.
Well, that could end up in the canal, couldn't it?
What, the boot?
The boot. Let that flow down to Worsley.
Not convinced it'll float.
Some of that mud on it to stay top heavy, mate.
Depends if it's got those moulds or whether it's proper studs. Today's one of those days where you need your studs. Moulds will be
look at the steam coming off that pack, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? And forwards giving their all, but continuously a lot. The Cumbria attack has gone down that short side or that left-hand channel, hasn't it? Albeit that, we had this try for improvement on this right wing.
Here come Lancashire, deep inside their own quarter. Morris with the first carry.
Good drive that.
Liptrot looks round, pops it right. Big run, big defence. This defence has been brilliant at times. And there's another big hit coming in, Andy Lee.
Still inside their own half for Lancashire, trying to get downfield, get the try, bring them back into this game.
Kicks a long one.
Goes the chase.
Full
That's Stockdale again.
It is.
Well, his coolness personified. He made that his ball and just got there before Lancashire.
Another very brave take from Stockdale. Cumbria back in possession. Can Lancashire force an error? Can Lancashire get points? Will Cumbria score more points?
Lancashire need the points to get back into this game. They're trailing by that crucial 8 points, the psychological 8.
Don't go anywhere. Couple of minutes remaining. Oh, big collision again.
I would imagine whether the Yorkshire Spies are here or whether they're watching it on the television, they realise that they're going to have a daunting task at Millom next weekend to get a victory there, and Cumbria will certainly be full of it to try and...
they're going to be met by the Cumbrian Bash brothers, aren't they? Because this pack is a band of brothers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just going to be a phenomenal game next week.
Here's Gibson, gets it through hands to Lee. Ball goes loose. Great hit from Jackson. And Cumbria have the ball again in a decent position. He's been outstanding today, Jason Green for Cumbria.
Yeah.
Really chucked himself about. Drop back over the shoulder. Hanley Dawson doing that little interplay. Ball sent right. Jackson.
A clever grubber that.
Slight of a kick.
Brilliant play by Dainty though. With 3 Cumbrians on his hoofs of his ears, he's dropped onto that bravely and took it. But Cumbria going to again have to attack from their own line. Beg your pardon, like you're going to have to attack from their own line to try and get downfield and get some points on board to get back in this game.
Well, there's Hilliard trying his level best to get forward. Ball amongst the back line. It's with Jones. Jones long ball. The call from Stockdale is for his defence to slide across, which he does. Go down the blind side again, do Lancashire. There's Big Morris. Gets away from 2. He's off, he's Morris. It's a storming run from Morris.
Cracking tackle.
Quick play the ball 2.
Last one.
It comes into the middle of the field. And there's a penalty here for Lancashire.
Wow. They've got to run it, haven't they? And somebody's having 10 minutes. This is crucial. And he knew what he was doing, the Cumbria player.
Yeah, it might have been Matty Henson, that I think.
Right. Well, so it's sin bin. I know we're not sure how long's left there, but it's crucial now. The referee's holding up the clock.
Lancashire will tap this.
They've got to get a try.
Liptrot looks round.
Well, they've not been down here for a long time, Dave, have they? So it's crucial. It's now or never really for Lancashire to get back in this game, and Cumbria playing a man down.
I was half expecting to burst into song then, Steve. Tap taken.
Everybody switch off, Dave.
Long ball out to Gibson. Oh, that's a good pass.
But it's out in the corner.
They are going to score. It's a good score as well. I think that's Connor Parkinson at this left-hand side.
Well, they're 4 points behind. They kick this. Our man with the camera says we've gone 80. This is a big kick. It'll take Lancashire within 2 points. At the moment, it's a 4-point ball game. It's out deep on this touchline. Well, I think it's Jack Jones who's kicking it. One of his biggest kicks of his career in the amateur game, especially for his county. Can he make that 4? He hits it well. Oh, and did it graze the under bar there?
Just didn't quite get over.
Just didn't quite get it. It was a great effort.
But you'll find that's Jordan Gibson who was attempting the kick.
Jordan Gibson, I beg your pardon. And I'm not sure how long's left. I'm sure the players have asked the referee. And I think the Lancashire, I don't know if it's a Water, no, he's a Corn man. And I know that Lancashire have asked him how many's left. And I'm not sure whether I saw the Winston Churchill V for victory or what it was. But both sides know how long they've got. I'm sure they're saying let's complete your set. But what do you think, Dave? Who's going to win this game?
I'm still confused with the V for victory sign.
Because I thought it was 2 minutes.
Trust you to bring the Prime Minister into proceedings.
Well,
I think we've had enough of politics. Here's Lancashire,
no,
trailing by 4, 22 points to 18.
One thing's for sure, if Cumbria can hold on for this will be one of the finest hours in Cumbria and Hampton Rugby League, Dave.
And you've watched it this afternoon on our league, and it's been a pleasure to have you along for the ride. Liptrot scoops it right. They'll try everything, that's Lomas. Defence is solid as per usual. Oh,
beautiful inside. Oh, cracking tackle.
Hilliard knew.
Thought he was through then, Dave.
Ball on this left-hand side. Here's Gibson. Gibson taking on the line, getting through the first tackle. Can't find an offload. Someone tackles him.
Big tackle this. Ball goes right.
Kick comes in from Jones.
How brave. What a superb take.
Oh, and he was trying to find the gears and couldn't find the gear
What a
stick.
superb take that was.
Did well Stockdale there. Well, we might as well mention who would be your choice as man for that.
It could be anybody. I mean, you know, that fullback. I mean, either the guy that forward that scored that try, but Stockdale's been imperious in defence, and I know I could do commentators curse on him, and Cumbrian listeners and watchers don't want me to do that, but he ran back for that one down there, didn't he, when the kick through. He's been superb, and that could be the match-winning take.
Well, the light's starting to fade, and you get the feeling that it's starting to fade on Lancashire hopes in this one. 22 points to 18. It's a famous victory for Cumbria. It's a famous victory for Cumbrian Rugby League.
It is, Dave. I mean, last year we were at York when I think they got a famous victory over Yorkshire last year, didn't they? They went to Yorkshire. Nobody fancied York, Lancashire, Cumbria that day, but they were outstanding then. But this was different. When you think about that opening 10 minutes in that rain, they were 10-0 down after 10 minutes. It looked as if Lancashire in complete control, and it was a case of how many points, the territory, you name it, everything was in Lancashire's favour. But somehow Cumbria slowly came back, and they were level at half time, and then they made an elementary mistake at the beginning of the second half, so they were in a similar position that they were in that first half, getting early points. But then they came back and rocked, and the defence was superb. Lancashire had that spell down there for 10 minutes, and that Cumbria defence slid to the left, slid to the right, and vice versa. But then they went up there. Probert scored in this corner, and then we had a war of attrition, Dave, and then we had that final try that did it. But the try in that corner, that superb kick, touchline kick conversion, giving that 16-14 lead, that little bit of a buffer. But it's been a fantastic game, and all I can say is bring on next week. It's going to be fantastic, and let's be quite honest, if Cumbria can do Yorkshire, they've won the Open Age County Championship.
Steve, it's been great having you alongside me this afternoon, sir. Thank you for all your efforts. It's been great having you along for the ride as well back home. Thanks to Terry for dealing with technicals and all kinds of weather.
Don't forget that. Let them know about tomorrow.
Remember that you can tune in tomorrow for the start of the under-17s competition, where Lancashire enter the competition against Cumbria.
Should be a cracker at Thatto Heath.
Thatto Heath, 1 PM start.
I believe so. Yeah.
Join us for that one.